Gab, I'm so pissed off.
Mate, why is that?
I'm pissed off, and I don't actually care how you slept last night, because I couldn't sleep, and I was thinking something I was thinking about kept me up. You know when you're lying in bed and you can't stop thinking?
Yeah.
It takes me back to March 2018, and we were actually at a party, and I hope you know where I'm going with this.
I remember this night.
We were at a party, and just we were around some people who were just being absolute dickheads, like such wankers.
Yeah,
they look
honestly,
back at it.
yeah.
And I wanted to talk about it. I thought it'd be a good topic for our listeners to hear, especially the younger ones. But we're at a party. You get up to go and get some food or a drink. We're 18-year-olds, and this kid tries to trip you.
Yeah. So, yeah, as you said, just went over. I can't remember what I was doing, but I was literally just walking. It was a pretty small venue as well. I was just walking, and this guy genuinely sticks his leg out to trip me. Mind you, this is little 60-kilogram catabolic Gabe and lawn chair Lewis. So we're small lads, small little 18-year-olds. And so rather than making a scene and like going, oh, mate, you bloody... I went over to you and strategized, and I planned, with my business partner, as you do. I said... hey, mate, I reckon this guy over there just tried to trip me. And we're like, what? That's not cool.
That's not on.
And then so what happened?
So then I think we both got up, went over and said, hey, mate, like, is there an issue? And then I remember this kid, should we say his name?
Yeah, no, honestly, yeah.
His name was
the Wolves.
Yeah, his name was Foti, and he was like, I remember him being taller than me, but like he would have weighed genuinely like 40 kilos. You thought I was a lawn chair, mate. This bloke was a stool.
Yeah.
And he came up and he grabbed me by the collar and he goes, mate, like, don't fuck with me. I know the Mafia.
Oh, mate, this guy was the cringiest looking dude as well. He looked like he had like a little peach fuzz mustache. He was wearing like super skinny jeans with his little fancy shoes mate, it was just like everything about him.
So yeah, he came up. So he goes, I know the Mafia. And I remember thinking at that point, I just cannot imagine someone from the Mafia rocking up to an 18th and being like, "Oh, we're on here, boys."
Yeah.
So if anyone from the Mafia, text in and say if you do that.
Yeah, kick him out, please. He's not a good bloke.
No, kick him out of the Mafia. So he tripped you or something.
Yeah, he bloody stuck his leg out. I was there. I was with my ex-girlfriend at the time. She was there. Bloody embarrassed me in front of. I didn't fall over. I just stumbled a little bit because I'm not a spastic.
Good center of gravity.
Yeah, but I remember like they had like 6 or 7 mates there, and it was just me and you. Yeah. So obviously, they did the very manly thing, outnumbered us, and tried to pick fights. Like it was, I don't know about that.
I remember it so clearly, and it really boiled my blood last night. I was thinking, like, this guy, he was a genuine lawn chair, and he was so like he'd had a fair few beers. Clearly, I think they were smoking a bit of chuff as well, and. Mate, it was just the most cringeworthy thing I've ever seen at a party. Like, I
remember being in like a headlock at some point. I can't remember what happened. Honestly, I wish there was like the instant replay of it. But yeah, I remember, I'm pretty sure I was in a headlock, like pushed up against a wall or something.
Yeah.
I was just like, mate, all I said was, did you trip me? Like, Jesus, is that how you overreacted? Like,
oh, mate, I just can't believe this kid was going, mate, I know the Mafia. Like, he was like whispering it into my ear.
Don't fuck with me. I know the Mafia, mate.
Fucking serious?
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure his name's Foti, F-O-T-I. Look him up on Facebook. Last name starts with K. This is his address. This is his phone number. If we can just send like some
merch.
Yeah. Send him some merch. Here's our discount code NTF at checkout, buddy.
Oh, mate.
But yeah, that guy was one of the biggest flogs I've ever come across.
He was.
Don't be like Foti.
Just like, imagine going out to like look for a fight. Like, clearly they were looking for a fight. We were, in fact, we'll insert a photo of us at the party if you are watching this on YouTube. But we were actually at like, we were just sitting down. Literally
enjoying a nice Corona
enjoying
there.
a beer. Yeah, see,
I'll hold it up to the camera here.
That's us.
I don't know if that'll focus, but just to describe it for you, Lewis's arm looks like he's an Ethiopian marathon runner.
Yeah.
I'm pretty similar. And it's just very, very skinny boy. Since then, I mean, I've put on like 25 kilos. So if we were to reenact the scenario, hopefully we'd bring a few more mates as well.
I reckon we'd be fine these days.
We'd be fine.
But yeah, it was yeah, they were clearly looking for a fight, which kind of really boils my blood. Like, you don't want to be the dickhead that goes out and looks for a fight,
Yeah,
because that's what they were
exactly.
doing. You know, like, we were literally sitting down minding our own business,
Yeah.
and someone comes up, oh, you go and get something that like crosses their line, and he tries to trip you.
I think the real moral of the story is, like, I know when you're at that age, you think,
Yeah.
you know, I'm a big manly man, I'm tougher than this guy. But seriously, the best thing to do is be the bigger person and not succumb to these
Yep.
little trivial, like, use your mind instead of your muscles. I think, like, don't be going out there thinking you're tougher than everyone, trying to fight everyone under the sun, because honestly, you're just a flog. Like, that's not an attractive thing to do. You'll lose heaps of mates. Like, if your mates are encouraging that sort of behavior, they're not good mates, and it's genuinely extremely toxic. So
Yeah, but like also like ruin the kid who was throwing the party, like ruin his night because those dickheads were there. And then like ruin everyone else's. You don't look tough.
Yeah.
I don't think like there were hardly any girls there anyway.
yeah, it's
that
like,
they were
oh
trying-
mate, you're cool. What are you, like, MMA? Conor McGregor?
But like then also like pick your battles. This kid he would have been 40. Like I reckon he's 45 kilos.
yeah.
And you know he's clearly had a bit of fighting juice in the alcohol and started, you know, try to kick off. But
Yeah, and just on that theme, like you hear these, you used to hear all these stories about people dying from one-hit punches and things like that. I don't know if it's that prevalent anymore. I think maybe it's become extremely socially unacceptable, which is a great thing. I actually don't have the stats, but you hear about it less and less.
I mean, it's like weak as piss. Like you're hitting someone from behind.
You're an absolute loser.
But then like also tripping someone. Like what's the? I don't see the
little,
honestly such shit person
you're a
behavior.
child. And yeah, like from a young age, like my dad's really big into martial arts, and I was raised doing martial arts, and I was always taught you only resort to physical, physical violence if your family or friends are in danger. Like it should be a last resort, not to show off in front of people.
But even with this story, like we didn't go up to start a fight. Like
They
literally
were
went
just
up like,
clearly
oh mate,
intimidated
why?
because we were the other other males.
Like why did you try and trip him? And then Foti the bar stool stood up and he kicked off and he was telling me about how he knows the Mafia.
Foti the flog. Honestly,
the flog.
Don't be like
such
Foti.
a flog.
Yeah. Anyway, I think.
How did you sleep?
Yeah, thanks for asking, mate. I thought you'd never get to it because I really wanted to answer this question. But sleep, I got up and cycled today, and went to, like, the missus was over last night, so I got 7 hours of sleep, so decent. Had the sleep formula.
Solid.
It was. Yeah, I mean, you want to be aiming for 8, but 7, it wasn't an awful 7.
That'll do. Yeah.
How did you sleep?
Yeah, I mean, I slept all right. Obviously, considering like that kind of pissed me off thinking about this last night. But I wanted to hear about your little story. I mean, you and your sleep story.
I did have a good story. So an example of me not sleeping well was on the weekend. So I went away for a few days with the girlfriend, you know, just getting away from the big smoke, you know, taking a few days off. Been working pretty hard on those meal plans. So I just needed to get away from it all and just relax for a bit. So we went up to the coast for a few nights just to unwind, and it was really stormy on that Saturday night. I'm not sure if you remember that. So we had like a cute little cottage.
That's spooky, but also fun.
Yeah, spooky but fun. So it was like a lightning storm, thunderstorm, super windy, like torrential rain. It was just, you know, we thought the place was going to blow down. It was that bad. And the walls were like paper thin. It was like, I thought the place was a bloody cardboard box or something. I literally thought it was going to blow away.
You can hear the wind blowing through it.
And so obviously it's a bit unfamiliar. The lights aren't great in the place. And so my girlfriend, she gets like nightmares, like night terrors. I don't know what you'd call them, like quite full on.
Night terrors.
Yeah, and she also sleepwalks and sleep talks.
She's the full package.
Yeah, so she I mean, love it a bitch. Like, but yeah, you know, everyone's got their. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. But
it's an exciting night for you.
It's actually quite exciting.
Carla sleep talks as well. She starts speaking French. It's amazing.
Yeah. So. Yeah, where was I? Like, I think it gets brought out in dark settings and unfamiliar territories, and when she's really tired. And I think she was hit with all three. And so we were just sleeping, right? And she, like, in the middle of the night, I was a bit scared because, like, the security light outside kept going off because I think it's of the storm, and like that's a motion sensor light. Is there like someone out there or something like that? So I wasn't sure, and I was just I think she was a little bit scared as well, but I couldn't show I was scared because then it just
yeah. Well, then you're all in trouble. Yeah.
I reckon it was about 2-3 a.m. or something, and I'm fast asleep, and I just hear her screaming, "It's okay, it's okay, it's okay." I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm scared. I'm shit scared, honestly.
Yeah.
I didn't show it, but I
Yeah.
grab her straight away, so because I know like if she screams, then she might start running and hurt herself. So I just grab her straight away, so she can't hurt herself.
Tackle her.
And she genuinely thought there was like a horror woman, like scary lady in front of her,
mate.
like she thought that this lady, it was her house, and she was freaking out because it was
she's
her
possessed.
house. Yeah, exactly.
She's
So
possessed.
she was saying it's okay because she thought the lady was coming to like hurt her or something like that, and she was trying to calm her down, which fair enough. I probably just would have given her a front kick to the face, but that's my response. So I grab her, and she wakes up. She's conscious, and
Terrified.
she genuinely thought there was a woman in the house, and I'm like, fuck, I better go check then. So I go through the whole house with her.
That's terrifying.
Make sure it's I'm equally as scared as her.
Yeah.
Where's this woman?
I love how you you have to go and check the house.
Yeah, of course. I'm not. If she says it's a woman, I'm checking there's no woman in that house. So we go and check all the rooms.
You did it for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was doing it for her. I was actually doing it for myself.
Yeah.
It was all good. We got back to sleep. A bit of an interrupted sleep, but it was okay. And then we were comforted by the fact that all the doors were locked and everything. The next day, I'm looking, where are the keys? Where have I put the keys?
No, scary story.
We then go outside. I didn't take the bloody keys out of the door at the front.
Mate.
Missed the high security Russian KGB agent. Forgot to bloody take the keys out at the front. So there very well could have been a woman.
Mate, Foti's Mafia would get in so quick.
Oh, mate. They wouldn't have even had to throw Molotovs through windows or anything like that.
They keys are there.
Got in straight. Yeah, so that...
Jacinta wouldn't have been happy about that.
Oh, she wasn't that annoyed, but yeah, it was... Yeah, like...
Not ideal.
Very much a security breach. So, yeah, like...
The night terrors are pretty scary. I think when people are sleepwalking as well, you can't just like wake them up because then they can have like a heart attack or get really scared. Yeah, it might be a bit of bro science, but I'm pretty sure
what she tells me to do is if she is in that state, just like hug her and tell her it's okay. It's okay. Just like,
mate, that sounds terrifying.
Don't like scare the shit out of her. So.
I'm having a night terror at the thought of you hugging me saying it's okay. Anyway,
all I'm saying is all those deadlifts, she was not getting out of that grip. Like she was not running and hurting herself. Good
grip strength.
They all paid off. So,
very good.
Anyway, that was a good story. I try to.
Yeah.
If you guys like the stories, I might try to keep them.
Bring
up.
a few more in. Well, on stories, there's a bit of beef this week, and we do love a good bit of beef, especially like TikTok drama because it's all so pathetic. But this week, our good friend and friend of the podcast, Brockfit, got in a bit of beef with, who was it?
Well, the fact that anyone could beef with Brockfit, like one of the nicest guys, he talks a bit of shit. I mean, he's a funny guy. Yeah. The fact that someone can pick a fight with him, it's just, mate. And the thing is, it's always another Australia versus America battle.
Always
honestly.
is.
We've got a bit of beef with those across the bloody.
I reckon our personalities might collide a little bit.
Yeah, like you said it pretty perfectly. Us Australians there are definitely some good Americans out there. I'm not saying all Americans are bad, but yeah, as you say, our personalities collide so much because we just think they're absolute flogs, don't we?
Yeah, well, I think a big thing in America is like you're really like what we might see as arrogant is kind of like confidence over there. Mm-hmm. So you see that in like American football and stuff. Like if someone has a good game in American football, they're like, yeah, I killed it today. Like I won it for the guys. Whereas in Australia, Dusty Martin wins 3 Norm Smith medals and a Brownlow. It's like, how'd you go? Yeah, no, I think the boys did really well. I'm not worrying about personal accolades. Like that's a perfect example. But so then when like Australians see someone on TikTok, I don't know, talking a lot of shit.
Dickhead.
Yeah, I just think they're a fucking
like
dickhead.
Curtis Curls, like
our man
mate,
Curtis.
you're a dickhead saying you've got the biggest quads on the internet.
Yeah, and then kicks off.
Like shit.
Then kicks off when someone has a go.
Who was that other guy? I can't stand him. The one who was bicep curling that girl on a night.
Oh yeah, Spencer.
Oh,
and then he crashed his M4.
Stand that bloke. Yeah,
sucks to suck. But this guy, so Ape Mode Tyler. Oh, Ape Mode is his name, isn't it? So Brockfit said, mate, he's not natty. He's not natural. And big Tyler kicked off, and he said, well, I am. And then I think he got pretty personal with Brock.
So I think Brock made a joke saying this guy could be best friends with the Nutty Prince Mark O'Hearn.
Yeah,
as we know, Mark O'Hearn still claims Nutty, but that guy's the biggest juicer in the industry.
It's actually so offensive.
It actually is. He looks amazing, obviously, but he's geared to the bloody brim, this guy. And yeah, so Brock makes a gag, and this guy gets super cut. Apparently, like hundreds of hate messages were thrown each way. Like lots of 8 Mode fans going over to Brock's videos, lots of Brock fans going over to 8 Mode's videos saying, "Oh, mate, you're lying to your viewers" and all that. So, like, quite interesting. And like, what the guy. I don't know. Were there any more nuances? Obviously there were, but
well,
I mean, anything else?
It's pretty clear this bloke is on gear. I reckon. Like he's big and good on him, but like he's massive.
He looks
got
insane.
Huge traps. He's got a great rig, so good on him.
Yeah.
And Brock's not having a go at how his rig looks. He just said, "Look, I don't think he's natural." And then it's like we take it as a compliment when someone says we're not natural. That's awesome. Like, thank you so much. But we are.
Yeah.
But this guy took it to the next level.
Yeah. So, I don't know. There's that interesting debate that if you ignore, like steroid claims, then you're ignoring the issue. But if you reply to it, you get in defensive, which I think is interesting. And it's honestly, as that weight more plates, more dates guy said, it's really hard without the context. We don't know how old he is. We don't know how tall he is. We don't know what he weighs, how long is anything like that. So it does make it a lot more difficult. And plus all the evidence has been provided by the 8 Mode guy. So there is a bit of bias there. He's been showing, through my transformation, I haven't exploded or anything, but like he's providing all the evidence. Like, so it could very well be manipulated by. But the biggest thing I hate is this guy's claiming Nutty and he looks better than me.
Oh, yeah.
I can't have that. I'm sorry. I'm the one who's built different here, mate. Like, you can't,
So that makes him automatically
he's
not
on
Nutty.
Steroids.
Yeah, because he's bigger than you.
He looks way better than me. He's on bloody steroids.
That means you're on steroids.
Yeah.
Because you're bigger than me.
Exactly.
Hang on a second.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, that's like, look, that's the way it is. And the thing is, you are never going to know. Like, we will never know the answer to this. Like, it's not really worth getting your knickers in a knot over. I'm in support with Brock because he's a good mate of ours. And we appreciate Brocky. But
it'll be interesting to see what Coach Greg says about if he's Nutty or not. Because I think he's got one of the most accurate verdicts. But like...
Wait, Coach Greg. Oh, he's the...
Greg Doucette.
Yeah.
The guy who does the Nutty or Nots.
But even still, like, he was saying
that was Derek from More Plates.
I think I was watching a video last night where he was saying someone was Natty. But
he said there's he could possibly be Natty.
Yeah, but as you said, like, you're only getting. Oh, he said Chris Bumstead was natural at 18, and there's a photo of Chris Bumstead, mate. He's bigger than Tyler. And
oh shit!
Really?
I
don't think that's the case. But I've got another rant for you.
Yeah.
And I know we're flying through this, but I'm not worried. I'm not holding back.
Yeah.
I'm not as angry about this one as I am with Foti, but it's a bit of a rant about our followers, mate, and the messages we get through Instagram. Now, we've had a few of these, but we have people kind of message us. So we get like, I don't even want to put a number on it, but a lot of DMs a day, which we really appreciate, but also we can't get to each one.
Yeah.
Anyway, this particular one, and we've had a few like it. They go, "Hey, I want to get big. Any tips?" And then if we don't reply within 24 hours, they start sending question marks and then borderline get like abusive, like, "Nah, you're the worst page. Like, you're not even real."
Yeah, you can't even help us. Like,
mate, we have dedicated our whole page to helping people get big. Why do you think you are so special that you get like a special message? Yeah. "Oh, hey, James, like, this is exactly what you do. Do this, this, and this. You're different from every other post that we've made."
Yeah.
I don't know. It infuriates me. In fact, I sometimes screenshot it and send it to you, Gab, because it pisses me off that much.
I don't know. Like... I don't know. It's weird because of our mindset when we first started. We didn't ask anyone. We kind of found out for ourselves. We researched our own things, engaged coaches, which obviously we don't expect from you guys. And we are so, like, we appreciate that we are in a position to help you in the first
100%.
place. But 98% of you, 99% of you are already looking through our content, our story highlights, all of our posts, everything like that. The information has already been there buying out. They're all in our programs and meal plans and everything.
The thing is, we spend, hours making a caption for an Instagram post on like like we've got one that I'll probably upload today, and it's like about how to get bigger arms and stuff. And there's some really good tips in there, and we've sat down, we've talked about it, and we've written the caption. But like when people ask us a really general question, and it's like, hey, how do I get big? How do I get skinny? It's like, mate. And then the worst part is they get pissed off and we don't reply. It's like we cannot reply to everyone who says this, and it would take us 30 minutes to actually explain it to you. What you could do is go and look through our content. We've got highlight pages that we got like highlight FAQs stories
and things like that.
Yeah, that explain all of this, and like this stuff applies to you. You know,
you're not built different.
You're not special. But I think also people are always looking for like a quick and easy way. You know, so like a quick way to get big, a quick way to lose weight. And they think that their situation might be different from everyone else's, so they message us and go from there.
So yeah, I think the content is out there. Go and search for it. Show a bit of initiative, because if you don't have the work ethic in the first place to find the answers, and you just want to hand it to you, it's likely going to be the same situation with your own training, and you're not going to take initiative, and you're just going to expect magic to happen when you actually need to put in the work yourself. It's the same. The work isn't just lifting the weights. It's researching what the best techniques are, what you should be eating, really putting that effort like into your strategy behind it. It's more than just rocking up to the gym. There's a lot of planning that needs to be done. And I guess that kind of links well to one of our questions in our mailbag, which can help address this overall question of where to start when first going to the gym. And this was asked by Fraser Daniels.
Correct.
So this will essentially recap a lot of the tips that we've already posted. So the first thing to start when going to the gym, basically when you're a beginner and you haven't used up much of your genetic potential whatsoever, if you just head in the right direction, you're going to have results. If you generally train on any resistance program, you're going to get results. They might not be the most efficient results, but you'll get results. It's this one that we call newbie gains. You can make so much progress so quickly.
There would be so many free programs out there that it's like for beginners. I reckon if you Google it, YouTube it, just get like a 3-day program. Doesn't matter if it's upper lower split, bro split, whatever split. Doesn't matter. You just need to get in there and get started. What I've been noticing a lot recently is that like at my gym, I watch some kids, they like rock up to the gym and they look terrified. Like they have no idea what they're doing, and they're going from one machine to the other. They're doing legs, they're doing chest, they're doing shoulders, they're doing this, that, and they've done like, they'll do like 20 reps on there and then go to the next one. Like
they're kind of making it up in their
They're making
head.
it up as they go, and then they always fall out of the gym. They see no gains and they go, nah, I'm not going anymore.
Exactly. So what we're saying is don't go in there with no plan, but just have some sort of general scientific based resistance training program plan, and that will really get you results. So we offer one on our website. We personalize it for you, but if you pick the beginner difficulty, this will be the most efficient way to make gains as a beginner, like just hands down. So if you're willing to invest in yourself and spend that $50, that will be the most efficient way to get started essentially. If you don't have the $50, there's plenty of free ones out there. They might not be as efficient. I don't know. I can't speak on the quality of it. I know Jeff Nippard's got really high quality ones as well, so you can check him out if you don't like our stuff. If you're listening to the podcast, hopefully you do like our stuff. But
hopefully, I think so. Like as any program you buy, it's going to have these exercises that you don't understand in it. It's really on you. Like we can make the program and tell you what to do. Jeff can make the program, tell you what to do, but it's on you to research those exercises, understand what they are. Do that before you go into the gym. Don't do that when you're at the gym and you're panicking and everyone's looking at you and you're worried about what people think.
I used to do that. So when we were on our first program, it was actually one of the Jeff Nippard ones. So when we first did that, I went through it in such detail. I read every single page. When there was exercise, I'd read ahead to the workouts for future days, and if there was a name I didn't know how to do or one I wasn't 100% confirmed on, I'd watch the exercise videos for it and understand how to do it. So then when I get into the gym, I'm not completely doing the exercise blindly and having to guess. I actually know what it is. So definitely doing that research beforehand, and just generally having a good plan to go into the gym with. So that's probably tip number one. The second one, if you're just starting out, is like, this is a blanket statement, but you're not getting enough protein in. If you're not tracking your macros, I guarantee you're not getting enough protein in. So I don't know. What do you think about the protein?
So definitely. So step one, get a program, find a program, or make yourself one. Step 2 is let's turn to eating now. So you want to make gains. So to build muscle, we need protein in order to repair muscle. So I think I wouldn't have been ready to start counting calories. And we're not saying you have to count calories, although that's the best way to do it. But if you just make like a mental switch to start eating protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're going to already be better off than what you were at the start.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I was just like focusing on, okay, for breakfast, I'll have bacon and eggs. For lunch, I'm going to have chicken. For dinner, I'll have steak, or, and then in between, I'll have a protein shake. Yeah. Already, you're getting more protein than I was when I was on my vegetable diet.
And then once you start figuring out what kind of meals work for you, then you can get to the more specific stuff like macro tracking and things like that. So like, we're not saying do it all at once because you'll overwhelm yourself and you probably won't do it all that effectively. You'll leave something out. But if you just slowly add things in, like I've been tracking my macros for a long time, but I've only just started getting into nutrient timing. So having optimal amounts of protein during the day, so like 40 grams of protein every 3 hours or something like that, not while I'm sleeping, obviously, like carb timing and everything like that.
And it's those acute changes that make like a big difference over time. So like you are now focusing on your nutrition timing and stuff. If like a good analogy is like, if you think of two ships going in one direction and one just changes 5 degrees to like changes their direction by 5 degrees, they're going to end up on completely different sides of the world. So you just need to make these little like tweaks and changes, not like acute hormonal changes we were talking about with Coach Cad, but like acute changes to your diet, to your training, and you be consistent with them, then over time you are going to find a lot more benefit. Yeah,
and if you do need help with your eating, obviously we've got some pretty good meal plans we've worked on, so you can check them out. We've got so many people bought them in the last week, so if you're not on them and you don't know what you're doing with your nutrition, then I think you're missing out genuinely. So go get on it.
They're incredible.
An investment in yourself, and you'll thank yourself, and you're essentially, the way I think of it, obviously biased because it's our business, but you can spend $110 on a meal plan plus a training program and your progress can go through the roof, or you can cheap out, and if you don't know what you're doing, then sacrifice your progress, essentially.
Yeah, and like we are very biased because it is our business, but like if you want to work in the direction of having a rig like Gab or even a rig like mine, then like these are the steps we've taken, and then we've put it all onto paper and we've spent hours trying to create it. And we're not trying to like force this down your throat or force a product down your throat, but essentially NineToFive has been created as like the quickest possible way to try and build muscle.
We bloody believe in our product. That's 100%. Why we sell so many of them, because it's a genuinely good product and we're not bloody listing shit up there. So.
Yeah, exactly right.
So they're basically just training program and taking nutrition more seriously. I don't know if there's anything else to focus on.
Look, to be honest, you just got to get in there and do it, and you it's gonna suck for the first couple of months, I reckon.
Well,
and then
you might love it.
You might love it, yeah. But most likely, it's not going to feel right. It feels a bit odd. You're going to be sore. If you can push through those first couple of months, it gets easier. Yeah, it gets easier, and then you become addicted, and then that's when the real gains happen.
So I suppose the other thing for beginners to really ingrain this as a habit is to, as you say, don't rely on motivation, rely on discipline. So this, like, if you're just relying on motivation, you're only going to go when you want to feel like it. I don't bloody feel like training probably 4 out of 6 sessions a week. Like, you do there because you're assigned to this goal and you want to bloody achieve it. So you need to, essentially
not rely on motivation.
It needs to become a habit. So I think if I'm not motivated to brush my teeth every morning, although I am now because I got this really cool toothbrush.
I knew you'd slip that in.
So for normal people,
you're built different.
Yeah, exactly. For normal people, you're not motivated to brush your teeth, but you do it because you don't have stinky breath. So I go to the gym because I don't want to be a weak, small man. So that's why I go to the gym. And it's good for my mental health. So rely on discipline, ingrain it as a habit, build it as part of your lifestyle, and that's when the real gains come, is when you're just going with it every day, or 6 days a week, 5 days a week, 4 days a week, and it's just effortless.
So another big question we get, and we've answered in a few different podcasts, but what are fat burners and do they actually work? Or do fat burners work? I think we know what they are.
Yeah, so we get heaps of questions about this, and it's not from a particular person, just heaps of messages. So fat burners essentially don't magically burn fat off you.
You're kidding.
The only way to lose fat or to, lose weight is through a caloric deficit. So you're consuming less calories than you burn every day. So your body's got to take that energy from somewhere. So, you're losing weight, you're becoming leaner. So what a fat burner does is it makes it easier to adhere to a caloric deficit. So generally a fat burner would contain caffeine, a few other ingredients, things like that. And what it does is it'll curb your appetite, so you want to eat less. So they generally recommend you have it on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. Gives you a bit of a buzz, and there's
a fair bit of caffeine in them as well, isn't there?
Yeah. So plenty of caffeine, and you'll just it kind of plays a trick on your stomach. What makes you want to eat less. So if you're someone that struggles with binge eating or eating too much, so you can't lose weight and you can't adhere to that caloric deficit, a fat burner might be useful for you, but honestly, they're a complete waste of money if you're not tracking your macros.
Yeah.
So if you don't know how to eat in a caloric deficit already, then it's a waste of money. Don't buy it. But it is one of those little 1%ers that you can add in there to make it a whole lot easier to get absolutely shredded. So when I have to shred, I obviously count my macros. I'm on the shredding meal plan, and I'll have that first thing in the morning, and I don't want to eat 5,000 calories that day.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it is. Okay. It is a good little trick.
So they don't actually work by you take it and then you see your fat sizzling off, and it's all gone, which is like an easy selling point for them because it sounds like that. So of course they're gonna melt fat off, fat burning. It's like set a light up. Yeah. That's not what happens. And if you're not in the calorie deficit, they're useless.
Yeah, they're a waste of money. So that answers that.
Yeah.
If you DM us about it again, bloody listen to these things.
So. Yeah, please listen. Jesus, we're putting all this time into it. Yeah. Anyway, in other news, I shaved a mullet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
it looks really good in my opinion.
Thank you very much for those at home. You can't see it. Don't worry about it. Look at our TikTok. But I think I'm going to shave you a mullet.
Yeah. Nothing too aggressive, I don't think. Just like a light clipping on the sides.
Light clipping. Yeah, we can organise that. Genuinely is a hairdresser's worst nightmare. Yeah. Every time I go to the hairdressers after I cut it myself, they
always roast that. Yeah, no, they're always so self-righteous and like, oh, you didn't.
Yeah, clearly.
Fuck off.
Yeah, honestly. Mate. And then take $40. Jeepers. Yeah. Anyway, that's kind of all we got for the podcast. I just wanted to throw that in.
Yeah.
But any other topics from you?
No, I'm going to go to sleep.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm going to sleep as well.
It's 11:50 a.m. and I'm pretty tired.
Yeah, you're gassed. Well, I'm tired from thinking about Foti last night, so what a dog. Yeah. Shout out to Elite Sups. Use code NTF if you want to support us. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that YouTube video. If you haven't checked it out
Shout
already.
out to the Mafia as well.
Shout out to the Mafia, and thank you guys for supporting us. We love you.
Bye.
See ya.